Brand New You program is based on the 10 rules that I've been sharing with the biggest names across the planet. Ten mind programming presuppositions using NLP and hypnosis, life coaching and counseling techniques, all bringing together emotional intelligence and empathy to empower people to believe that they can do what they truly need to do to get themselves to brand new successes. This incredibly interesting and interactive presentation guarantees they start thinking differently from the moment we begin. Firstly, you have to get outside of your comfort zone. Once you can do that, you can do anything. Most people don't know they have all the tools, all the tricks, all the abilities, and all the skill sets to be able to move forward. Success changes for everybody, and it's always a work in progress. The 10 rules of success are all presuppositions that, when taken in context, can give you the ability to take any situation, however dire and disappointing, however depressed and challenging it is, and find a simple way of getting your way forward. But it's not just me in front of a giant PowerPoint screen, there's also a ton of fun with interactive videos that they will love. Some of them are really cute. Some put their lives really into perspective.
How do you keep yourself psychologically healthy in space?
It's also interactive with lots of thrills, spills, and laughs.
Here you go, boss, please.
Yes. They also get a special gift, something to reprogram and help them on their journey. The Brand New You NLP audio program.
My name is Dave Crane. We've never had a time where so many people feel so lonely, so isolated, so helpless, and so scared. Worried about their jobs, worried about their future, worried about their family, worried about their health. That's why I've created this audio. As a hypnotherapist, I've helped many people to create success in their business life, in their personal life, and in their emotional stability. Imagine being able to talk to the very best of you in the past, the most successful version of you, and getting them to advise you on how you need to move forward. And being able to talk to the future version of you who's already lived through this and had the success that you could have dreamed of, who's telling you what they did next. This audio is designed to give you both of them as your mentors and to help you create a brand new you. Enjoy, and please share with those who you know need it as well. My name is Dave Crane.
Hello, it's Dave Crane. That's me. That's why it says Dave Crane here, there. Right there says Dave Crane. And SpeakOnstage is the show, and welcome to our Friday show. Fridays are always a bit different because Fridays are like a weekend of the UAE, so people are just going, oh, you know what? I'm so glad to be able to take a break. I think what I'll do is I'll take a break at home because all through the week I'm at home. But now I'm at home again, but I don't have to work. What do I do? Where do I go? What should I look at? Should I go out and meet people? See, the thing is, when you're talking about the fact that, you know, everything's fine and go out to play and all that, we've just had Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, said that he had some friends that came round who'd also been doing social distancing and also been doing lockdown, and his family caught coronavirus from his friends. So, anybody, anywhere can do. I don't mean this to be scary. I don't mean it to be worse than everything you've had. I'm just saying stay safe. So on a Friday, the show is all about improving and changing and getting your voice so you can create your brand. It's not just on Friday, every single day. I do the broadcast. And yesterday, I was drinking plant juice. I say plant juice because it's like, imagine you got a plant, pot plant, you take the plant out because it's gone off, you chuck it in the bin, and you drink the green stuff. I've got green tea. Yeah, and the only difference between that and the stuff that's in the plant is that's warm. So if you've just joined us for the first time, then nice to meet you. My name's Dave Crane. That's not changed. And if you've been with us for many times, hi, I'm Dave Crane still. Let me know where you're calling from. Let me know your thoughts, your comments. As always, I love to connect with you. We go live out to LinkedIn, to Facebook, to YouTube, to Periscope, which takes us onto Twitter as well. And later on, we go to Instagram. Please make sure you subscribe. Very important, wherever you're on, so you can follow, you can befriend, you can connect, or you can subscribe. But do that, because then the show does vary on timings on when I actually get a chance to broadcast. And that does vary day to day, only by about an hour or so, depending on what's been going on beforehand. But you will find out when, and you won't miss any of it, because sometimes people join me in the middle of it. I go, hi Dave, good to join you, and I've almost finished the show. And I have to stop myself going, what time do you call this? You're fired. Not really, wouldn't say that. But if that was a job, you'd say, what time do you call this? They got flexible hours. You can't do flexible hours. It's lockdown. I'm in my pajamas. Okay, be flexible as much as you want, but get the work done. I'll get it done. I'll do it at 3 o'clock in the morning, but I can't check it at 3 o'clock in the morning. You're so much of a micromanager. I don't want to be a micromanager. If you did your job properly at the same time as everybody else, look, everybody else is here. What do you mean here? Well, everyone's turned up. Yeah, but you're not even on a Zoom call. It's just you talking to me directly. But when we do a Zoom, everyone else will be there. Yeah, if I knew it was a Zoom, I'd have been there as well. So I've got to be like arranging a Zoom call for you to turn up. Not really, no. I'm just saying. Dave, why are you arguing with yourself again? Even before you start talking about what the show's about. I don't know. I just thought that it'd be nice to have a co-presenter, and sometimes that co-presenter is me. Right, today's show is all about this. It's all about how to go digital and how to digitize your business. And I talk about it on and off all the time because I think it's a really important subject. For many people, you've probably got the idea, and you should have by now, that you need to address your existing business, which may well be bricks and mortar. It might be a service. It might be something that you personally provide, or you've got a team that provides it for people. And not every business, but many businesses can be scaled to become digital. In many cases, your office is gone, even though you've still paid for it, and you have staff working from home. And the question you must ask yourself, and the question that the staff must ask themselves, is if there is no location related to your job, as in you don't have to go to an office, why are you still working in that job, and why are you not working with lots of people all around the world? Now, I'm not saying you should leave your job, because that'd be a terrible thing to do, and not the smartest thing ever, but it's always worth considering the fact that location doesn't matter so much if you can do stuff online. But how do you do stuff online? We'll be investigating that in today's show. We'll be looking at a number of different things, which I think you'll find really fascinating. We'll be looking at how to digitize the car industry and how they're able to shift a car to your living room and allow you to take that to a whole new level, because you can select the car you want, you can select the color, you can select the roof rack and all the different elements of it and the type of version of it that you want, and then they can get it excuse me, shipped out of a warehouse to be ready for you in the actual showroom when you come in to visit it. Rather than you guessing what the spec should be like, you can guess at home and then turn up. I'll show you about that a little bit more later on. It's really fascinating. And also, going down that virtual reality path, we'll be showing you, and it's fun, staying with the car theme, about a game. Super Mario. Now, if you were a Super Mario fan when you were a kid, then you'd be going, oh, this is really exciting. If you weren't a Super Mario fan as a kid, and I wasn't, you'd be going, I don't care, until you see this video. And then you just go, wow, can I have one of them, please? It looks really cool. And then when you see it, you just go, I definitely want some of that. Virtual reality, mixed reality, augmented reality, they are game-changing things. And right now, as you probably saw from the intro to today's show, it's getting into event season. I'm getting inquiries left, right, and center for being a virtual speaker. And the great thing about it is if you understand how to digitize yourself, you understand how to use this technology. And I've been demonstrating it every day. This is episode number, is it 33? Might be 34. Can't remember. It's a big blur. But for 34 days on the trot, I've been doing this show. to prove that I can reach people, to prove I can connect with people, to give people as much information as I possibly can, to make me feel better about what we do. But also the very fact is simple, that the more that I'm out there doing it, the more I reach potential events managers and people who want to learn to be better speakers, and people who are looking to speak but they live remotely around the world, who can then interact with me and do business with me. That's the whole point about thinking about digital. So today's show is going to be lifting the lid off a lot of those questions and a lot of those challenges that people have about when you go digital, how you go digital, and what that actually means. And so next up, we're going to be looking at a video all about that. Give me your thoughts, give me your comments. Make sure you say hi. I always like to have that. And tell me where you are in the world. And also, I'd love to have your... Let me just turn the music down. It's a little bit loud, isn't it? Just... Ooh. Because I feel like I'm competing. You shouldn't be competing in your own show. You should just be talking and being nice. So, what was I going to say? I have no idea. Yeah, the more you like, if you press like on something that you like, then that shows up on the algorithm and it gets more people to see the show. Also, because it's the beginning of a show, share it. Share it with your platform. Put a watch party out. Just go watch party so other people can join in the party and leave little comments and say, hi, Billy, welcome to the watch party. Look at Dave. He's got a big nose. But no, don't say that because I get upset. My nose isn't that big anyway. I get upset now about my nose. Just. And always, I forgot to mention, it's about, and I don't care about this, my daughter Maya told me, right, about squeeze toys. Squishies, they're called in the real world. Squishies are made to be sniffed. So my current interest in, ooh, that's an interesting strawberry cake smell, is not me being weird, and it's not being sidetracked by that. It's literally the way it was designed for me to sniff it. So next up, we're going to be looking at what digitization really means and how you can look at your business and start making those big changes that could make big profit for you. That's up next on Speak on Stage.
Ready or not, digital transformation is reinventing business as we know it. Every enterprise, including yours, now faces a choice between innovation or extinction. Digital transformation is not specifically about IT or technology. It's about redefining your entire business strategy, perhaps even changing your corporate culture. To succeed in digital, your company should think of technology not just as a support function, but as a strategic competency. Digital transformation is not just about applying technology to your business. It's actually about creating entirely new business models on the backbone of technology. Amazon.com was not just a shop with a website. It forever disrupted and revolutionized the entire concept of shopping and more. It's now imperative for every business to adapt to and take advantage of the ways the digital world has radically changed consumer behavior and expectations. Your customers, your channels, and your competitors have already gone digital. As of 2017, mobile devices dominate total minutes spent online, searching, reading email, browsing, and buying. That's globally, from 71% in the US to 91% in Indonesia, and 67% of millennials, 56% of Gen Xers, 41% of baby boomers, and 28% of seniors prefer to shop online rather than in-store. And it's not just for retail consumers. 55% of B2B buyers say they search for product or vendor information on social media. And according to a 2017 CloudCraze study, 55% of B2B buyers expect mobile access to a seller's e-commerce platform. Even your own products, employees, and business operations are already dependent on digital technology. The digital transformation continues to accelerate for two main reasons. First, technology is evolving at an exponential rate. Second, data is far more plentiful and usable. Mastering emerging technology has always made the difference between companies being competitive or barely keeping up. What makes today's digital transformation different is the extreme importance of data. Not just big batches of data, but real-time data. Data about your consumers, data about your competitors, data about your supply chain, data about your markets. Having this data and knowing how to use it pulls your critical business decisions out of the shadow of opinion or guesswork and brings intelligent options into the light instantly so your business can do new things and do things right. The digital transformation has the potential to level the playing field. It provides low-cost tools and enables strategies that give small and medium-sized businesses a fighting chance to compete at the same level as major enterprises. Successful companies that have disrupted an entire industry often did so by changing business models and processes in ways that vastly improve the customer experience. Data is what makes these new models possible. Digital transformation depends on data, and data depends on effective collection, cybersecurity, analytics, and application. Get the data, protect the data, analyze the data, then utilize the data. These are the essentials of a digital transformation, and these are the essential skills that your company will either have to outsource, hire, or train and upskill from the inside. Do you have a digital transformation strategy? According to a 2017 Forrester report, 74% of business executives say their company has a digital strategy, but only 15% believe that their company has the skills and capabilities to execute on that strategy. Digitally transforming your organization changes everything. It changes your corporate strategy. It changes your business processes. It changes your marketing capabilities. It even changes the roles and skills you need to fill in order to bridge the gaps between your company and the technologies you need to master. SimplyLearn is here to help you on this path. Specializing in online team training for the digital economy, SimplyLearn offers hundreds of certification courses in technologies and practices that are essential for this transformation. Contact SimplyLearn today to learn how our online learning programs can keep your team on the well-sharpened edge of digital transformation.
Hi, welcome back to Speak on Stage. I'm still Dave Crane, and that was quite an interesting look into how you do your digital transformation. Now, that's a really old video. It's actually from 2018, and I know you're saying, Dave, why do you show something more recent? And here's the challenge. I didn't see a video like that was quite as clear about what you need to do as that actual video. When I had to look through yesterday, I must have looked for about 20 different videos. All of them had one person explaining, this is what you must do. They didn't have flappy hands. But it's funny, it's better with flappy hands, isn't it? This is what you must do with your digital transformation. If they had Muppets on their hands, that'd be even better. Like that. So, Pac-Man, what do you think you should do with your digital transformation? Dead mouse. You've got to watch the show from a couple of days ago to understand why it's a dead mouse. Because it's a mouse, but doesn't work because it's dead. So, dead mouse, waka, 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 waka. Anyway. The point is, there's nothing modern out there, but everyone since lockdowns had to really consider it, because if you can't go out and you can't do business, you have to think about how you can reach those people. So it's a really good time to consider, if you haven't done it already, how you digitize your business. Now, some businesses do it really well. Next up, we're going to be visiting some friends of mine, Fuzzy Logic Studios, where Jason Reed and his team have been putting together some innovative ways of changing the way that you use augmented reality. And we'll just show you one clip today. We've got more to show you in future days. Augmented reality, mixed reality, and virtual reality to get really normal business to be done a completely different way. We'll be examining that next and having a look at a very quick video of how you can buy a car in the future right now on Speak on Stage. So here you can see somebody's living room. There's an app that opens up the car in your living room. So you can turn it around, have a look at it, see the model that you like, see the colors that you like. There's got lots of different versions of it. So you can have all the decor done, all the sporting editions of it. And on this app, you can choose the colors. You can choose the wash, you can choose the different sort of metallic view, and the price changes at the top as you have a look through. You can spin it around, see the different examples of it. Now, this can be done in conjunction with talking to a member of staff, or you can just do it on your own in your own leisure time. And you can zoom in, have a look at the car, have a look around it. It's actually in your living room, in your mind, through virtual reality. And this is you just looking at your phone. So the different versions of it, you can see the price going up when you add extra bits like a roof rack on top. And there's lots of extra elements you can consider like this. And when you've finally got the type that you want, and you go around and you see how clean the engine is and everything else, these are options for you, pre-built, then all you have to do is let them know that this is the car you want, and you can go along. I'll be waiting for you in the studio. How amazing is that? The options are endless. And that's Fuzzy Logic Studios. And we'll be talking to Jason in a future episode so you can see exactly the stuff that they're putting out there. The game is changing so much. So with that, let's have a look at some more augmented virtual reality. This is actually about mixed reality. This is a game, but even so, I think you'll find it really fascinating to see how it all comes together, because the integration of all these different elements makes it so fascinating when you think about what you could do with your business and how you can take it to people, and you've got to do it in an engaging way. The reason I do this show, I don't just do a video, hi, I'm Dave Crane, let's do business together, blah, 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 is because the more interactive, the more I can make it part of your life, the more you want to work together. And that's true of your product. If you can create it so it's not just something they pick off the shelf when they need it, but they're into the same culture, the same relationship, and the same fun elements that you have with it, then suddenly you get an audience that finds that when they want to work with it, they work predominantly with you. Does that make sense? Good. I love your comments, by the way, wherever you are around the world. If you're in the UAE or in the Middle East and it's your Friday, which is your day off, then cheers. Enjoy this show while you're working all the way through the week, by the way. If you're working from home and you do get access to LinkedIn or Facebook, or YouTube or any social media, this show goes out live around about the same kind of time every single day until further notice. I've got a lot of bookings for next week where I'm actually doing events and I have to leave the house and go to studios and do some virtual gigs around the world. So when that's on, I don't know whether I'll be broadcasting on those days. I might broadcast when I get back and save it for you. We'll have to see, because I like to give you a show every single day. So here's the thing to look at. This is Super Mario Brothers. So it's a game that many people love. For me, I was never into Super Mario at all. I saw the movie, it didn't help at all. But if you've got a big thick mustache, there's a good chance that either you're a pimp or you love Super Mario. Or maybe you just got a big thick mustache, I don't know. So this is mixing of augmented, it's actually mixed reality. So you get a toy car, you can drive around your living room, which is, wow, Dave, we've always had one of them. But supposing that what it does, just like with Pokemon Go, is it creates an artificial track inside your living room with a starting point, a finishing point, and you can have lots of things exploding and guns you can fire on all sorts. As you look through your phone, you get a view like the driver has. That's a bit more interesting. And then imagine your friends can come round and they can be part of the action. Now, if you're thinking about presents to buy for your small person, then this is a good start. Unless you've got, like me, I've got 2 massive dogs. If my daughter Maya starts driving a car around the house, the dogs will just chew it. And I'll be going goodbye to many thousands or hundreds of thousands, or maybe just $50. I don't know how much it costs, but you'll find out if you're interested in pursuing this. So next up, here we go. Let's have a look at Super Mario Brothers. And I won't say anything after this. It's just going to be really interesting to see what you think of this. And make sure you leave your details afterwards as well, and give me your comments. So here we go, Super Mario Brothers Mixed Reality. Did you find that as exciting as I found it? I found myself being jealous of all children, that they get stuff like that. And what do we get? We get cars, something moving in the living room. But they've got cars, and you know what I mean? But just the whole idea of fun like that. Now, what you have to consider as well, and this is something you should really be considering, is, and I mentioned this before on the show, you might turn around and say, gaming, it's for kids, yeah? Do you want to know how many kids or how many people are involved in the esports world or in the gaming world? Online, during lockdown, they don't even notice you can't go outside because they don't go outside anyway. Do you want to know how many people? 2.7 billion people are in the gaming world playing Fortnite, playing Call of Duty, playing all these games. They go on Twitch, so they're broadcasting at the same time, and they're talking to their fans and followers, and there's a whole universe of people. Think about it, that's almost half a planet, a third of the planet at least, are doing virtual reality or gaming or stuff like this anyway. So whatever your particular niche is, whatever your particular industry is, you could at the very least think about advertising in their world. So as the car's driving around, it's seeing the banner for your product. Now, you might not want to do it with them because that's not your target market, but you could consider that gaming is not just done by kids, it's done by many people around the world, of which some of them might be your target market. Or maybe you have something that you could reach into and do stuff with these people. I'm just saying there are lots of different options available for you. So if you haven't considered it, then now's your massive opportunity to really think about it. So as always, I love your thoughts, I love your comments. Please feel free to tell me where you're from and what's going on. Please make sure you like stuff as it comes up you find interesting. And also start a watch party, share the content, invite your friends in. We're here every day. If you've got friends who've maybe lost their job, friends who are wondering about how to invent their business, or just want to have a laugh with their 11s, because this is round about 11ish, 12ish in the UAE. Normally I go out and breakfast-ish in the UK, and in India, Pakistan, subcontinent, this is afternoony, and also when it comes to Australia, it's like evening-y. And in America, it's so sleepy. So it really depends on whereabouts in the world you are. If I've missed out on anywhere, Singapore and Asia, that's kind of, 3-4 hours ahead. So that's kind of tea timey. Wherever you are around the world, then we'd love to know, and we'd love to share as much as we can. This is my green tea. I normally like drinking coffee, but I'm having a cleanse. Too much information. And so I've been told to drink green tea, and it's... And it doesn't make you feel like you want any more of that. But talking about this, next up we're going to be investigating to see exactly what you need to do to get more of this into your life. So next up we're going to look at 10 things you need to add to a digitized world in your business. There we go. Blah. Gross. But I'll have a sniff of my cake. This is a money cake. It's a gold bar, and it also doubles as a Pac-Man as of today. Waka 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 waka. Which, because we're playing Super Mario. Do you remember when you used to play Pac-Man? Do you remember? Did you actually go to arcades? Me and my mate Tall Paul used to go to the arcades when we were probably about 12, 13 years old, because we hadn't quite discovered chicks, and we didn't really know what to do with them if we had. In fact, that never changed. Even now, it's not great. So at the time, what you do is you save up whatever pocket money you had, and every Saturday you just go down to what we call the Puggies. There's Puggies. It's probably a very red car in the northeast of England name. But we go down to amusement arcades, and we go along, and there was a whole subculture of people who had lived there. Some are really tough. Hey, look at me. I've got all these coins. Some who are just like, I've got a few coins, just put it in the fridge. And you got some people like to gamble. And so they'd be basically putting into those slot machines. You got 2 pence, you put it in, and it was like a tidal wave. Well, not like a tidal wave, it's like a waterfall, coin waterfall. You drop it on top, just drop it in, bing, and it go bing, 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 bing. And then each of the different waves, it'd have a little shelf that goes out and pushes the coin. So it drops down to a lower shelf, and you push it, and it wouldn't move. And you drop another one in, and it push it, and it move a tiny bit. And then you push it, and it move a little bit, and you're almost there, and it's on the edge like this. And you put another one, and it go, oh, and it dropped down again. You go, wow, I can get some money. And it wouldn't move. And what would usually happen, supposing you had about, supposing you had about 10 coins. If you're like not rich, but for a kid, that's it's a lot of money. So you're going over 10 coins, 10 2-pence pieces. And you put it in, and it goes, and then you finally get it, so you've made enough of a tipping point, so something's got to go, and you got your final coin. You wouldn't kiss it because even in those days, long before coronavirus, like 40 years before coronavirus, you still wouldn't kiss it because you've seen the kind of people who hold these coins. And you just go, I'm not sure these guys would use sanitizer, they'd probably drink it. So what you do is you get your coin, and it's your final one. So in your mind, you'd kiss it. You just go, please, 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 turn it into. And you drop it in, and you watch it, and it's like your whole life depends on it, because at the age of 12, 13, maybe even younger, it does. So it goes, drops down, the shelf goes doink, and it knocks it down, and it goes doink, and it knocks it down again. And you're waiting because you know something's going to go. It goes doink, and suddenly you get an avalanche of 4 coins. 4 coins. Everything else is tottering on the edge and doesn't move. So you're really excited. You pick up 4 coins, even though you put in about 20 coins to get to that point, or 10 coins to get to that point. You got 4 coins left. So what do you do with it? You put it back in. And then the shelves stop. And you know that the whole world of gambling is going, ha 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 ha! Got you again. Oh, look, fish hook in your mouth. Get you next week, kid, you crazy mother. I don't think they called you crazy mother at the time, but they probably, in your mind, you probably did. But what I used to prefer was those ones I used to play, and I used to like the games where you go around, you'd basically sit there, and it's long before you had your own PlayStation at home. You didn't have anything at home, that's why you spent a fortune, because the only way you could see these wow games is you go along, you play games like Double Dragon, and you play games like Super Mario Brothers, when you sit in the car, and you're driving around, and people go, wow, shut up, move out the way. Move out the not to the cars, because we're in the game. Move out the way, people are trying to look in. Get your head out, I'm just driving my car. And what else was good in those days? Oh, you'll shooty gunny games, like you'd be Rambo, or Terminator was a good one as well. I digress. I take you about 30 years, and you've probably already gone, how long's the show? Has he gone for much longer? This is about the money, right? How to digitize your business. I did promise I'd share it with you, and this is what I'm doing right now. First thing is this, fix your house. I mean it. Fix your house, your family, your home life to accommodate working from home. I'm not saying everyone's going to do it forever, but I think for many people it's actually become quite comfortable. At some point I'll show you around my studio, which is where I am right now, and you'll see how I set it up. And I've got lights here, I've got cameras here, I've got iPad, got screens here. There's like 5 devices, if you include this one here, which is my way of moving screens. I do this by pressing my iPad, so it's actually quite technical. Here I've got my microphone, there we go. I've got various mice and mouses and mices. There goes one, and the dead one's over here. And I've got my money thing here, and I've got my Digitize Pac-Man. It's not really, it's a gold bar, but you know, when you've not got a lot of options, you can call it Pac-Man, and it eats up all the money. Look at that. Oh, I dropped it. Should remember not to do that. So, change your world, tell your family, alter your home life. You can't spend all your time in your office, even though it's tempting because that's an easy place to get to. At the same time, you've got to get the right balance between your home life and your working from home environment. Number 2, go where the puck is going, not where you are. What does that mean, Dave? Well, think about it. Wayne Gretzky, one of the most famous ice hockey players of all time, used to score more goals than anybody else. And people said, Wayne, how can you be so brilliant at this? What is it you do that makes you such a fascinating guy to watch and such a brilliant player? And he says, well, first of all, there's 2 things. First thing is I score more goals because I take more shots than anybody else. And also, I don't play the game to where I see the puck is now. I go to where the puck is going. So if you think about it, with the show I'm doing right now, I started it long before. In fact, I started with Toilet Paper Diaries of Ernesto. On the 3rd day of lockdown, we started our own TV show because we thought there's no gigs coming on, and when they do come on, they're going to be very different. Let's just go with what we think things are going to be like. We started a show, first few shows were terrible, and now we've got quite a sophisticated thing. If you watch the Toilet Paper Diaries like we have every Wednesday, you'll see there's graphics and all sorts of stuff, which is phenomenal, and you see me doing this show every day, because I knew that this is how things would be going. So you've got to go where the puck is going, so then you're there before everybody else arrives, and you've got the idea. You need to do this to digitize your business. If it's not being done already, look at what people are actually doing. Number 3, find the lowest hanging fruit in your garden. That does not mean go into your garden and start picking fruit. If you do that, you're an idiot and you're not listening to me. But your fruit's probably quite nice, actually. What have you got in your garden? Don't say strawberries, because that's really on the ground. Potatoes, not fruit. Tomatoes, technically not a fruit, but you can get cherry tomatoes, which are kind of sweet. Bananas, you got bananas in your back garden. Really? Well, and apples. and pears. You're just making it up. You're just pretending you live in a supermarket. That can't be true. Pineapples. Are you sure? What about coconuts? Yeah, we got coconuts. How do you get them down? You just pick them. No. Coconuts are palm trees and they get right up there. There's no way you've been climbing up there, especially in your garden. How big's your garden? Do you live in like you've got a plantation? No? What, you just got a normal back garden and you've got a coconut tree in it? Have you ever been to the top of it and found out there's a giant? A giant with golden eggs and golden goose. And your name is Jack. And it's grown out of like magic beans. Oh, you do? Okay. You live in a hot country that's got stuff in the back. Okay, fair enough. Anyway, coconuts are at the top. And be careful when you're climbing. Now, the idea with the lowest hanging fruits in your garden is very simple. In your business, you do a number of different things, and there's a number of different ways of bringing in money. But what is the easiest way of bringing in money? So if you're going to eat fruits and you've got some coconuts at the top and you've got strawberries at the bottom, you say, right, I can pick the strawberries now. They're so easy to access. I don't have to do any extra work. So why don't I just start picking strawberries? If people like the strawberries, why don't I just get rid of all the other fruits and just make the whole garden a strawberry garden? Because I can get access very easily, and people like it, and I can charge for it, and done. So what is it in your business that you can charge people for that's easy to access? And it might be you've got to turn around to 70% of your business and say it's not digital, it's not working, people aren't really buying it, even though it was a golden goose before, and really money-making plan before, I have to do something else. Find out what that is and change it. So for instance, I changed from being a hypnotherapist and life coach. I don't do hypnotherapy and life coaching very often now, only on the occasion, but most of the time I don't advertise it or tell anybody, because what I found is right now there's a real need to help people become digital speakers. So that's what I concentrate on, help them grow their brand, help them launch their business, help them wake up their business that used to be bricks and mortar and reach a new audience, because they can be the industry icon that everybody's been looking for. To express how important their job is. So you might be somebody who makes and trying to look around the business for containers. You might make glass containers that people can fill with sweets. And I've almost finished my M&Ms. That might be your business. Now it might be that you need to have a shop that people can go into and see it, but maybe not. Maybe you do a show every day from your shop. Gary Vaynerchuk, one of the most famous marketers right now, a very famous influencer, and everybody loves him. Not everybody loves him, but everyone respects him because he's really good at what he does. He started off doing a show called The Wine Library for his parents, and he had a special desk, and he had the backdrop which had his New York Jets, I think it was, favorite team, and he'd talk about it all the time, like that. But he would do his show every day, same time, and he'd talk about wine, and he'd pour the wine out, and he'd taste it, and he'd just say, what I like about this wine is swill it round, all the rest of it. Now, the thing was, at that time, Americans weren't really into wine. It was a beer drinking country, but what he helped to do was get people to think out the box about maybe there's other options of drinks. Maybe I should try wine. And I think he really helped to boost the culture. Now, why should he do that? Because he monetized it. He had a wine store. The Wine Library was about the wine store. That was his parents' shop. So he took it from $4 million a year as just a normal money library shop, where you go in and buy wines and drinks and so on. Took it from $4 million a year to $30 million a year just by doing this show to advertise it and the online sales that came as a result. That's my point in saying to you about the lowest hanging fruit in the garden. That's why you really need to consider it like that. True? Yes? No? Yes. All right, number 4, jettison or mothball the rest of the stuff that is not working for you. Put it on hold. There may be a way of returning to it. Maybe there's a way that you never return to it, but you need to start making income right now. And if you find that people are turning around saying, you know what, we love your garden, but we're only interested in strawberries, and everyone goes, yeah, me, strawberries. Maybe you should actually put all the rest of the stuff to one side, or give it to somebody else to look after. Say, look, this isn't working for me. I'll rent it to you, and you give me commission on it, or some deal like that. But concentrate on what is working, because that's key. And the faster you make it a digital version of it, the more you can get that to a bigger market around the world. Even if you're growing strawberries, I don't know what the logistics are for shipping them around the world, but maybe what you do is you do a show all about strawberries, but you tap into strawberry farms all around the world. So people wanted to order fresh strawberries, and you're living in Canada, there's a number of different people that you're connected to who can ship fresh strawberries. The other one's even fascinating, but no, fresh strawberries to somebody's house wherever you are in Canada. And all they do is watch your show and you say, whereabouts are you? Let me know, and we'll make sure you got fresh strawberries for lunchtime today. wherever you are in the world. We've got people in Canada, people in Australia, people in Mongolia, people in Zambia, and people in Austria and Australia. Both. Don't get them confused, because if you get it wrong and you think it's an abbreviation, you'll not get your strawberries on time. But you just need to then drive a show, and you have a network of people all around the world who are spinning around like this. All right, number 5, scale and multiply your offering. As I mentioned earlier, scale it down. So maybe what you do then is you don't actually make any strawberries at all, because it's not cost effective for you. You just grow them in the garden, do a show all about strawberries. You go into how you cultivate them, how you fertilize them. Fertilize as in put fertilizer, not as in... Let's not go there. Bit weird. How you make dishes out of strawberries, make strawberry jam, make strawberry wine, make strawberries on toast. Whatever you do, you can have a whole world of strawberries, and suddenly you've got a load of people around the world really interested and really thinking, I want to eat strawberries today. And you just say, right, if you're interested in strawberries, go to this website and we'll connect you automatically with a local strawberry person near you. In fact, what we can do is the jam I'm making right now, we're going to make about 20 jars. If you want to get one of those things, it's going to cost you $100, and I'll ship it to you directly, or I'll ship $10 because it seems a bit expensive. That's expensive. $1. Well, great. Going to cost me the postage and packing. You work out the pricing, okay? But maybe what you do is you don't actually bother with the shipping of it. You just scale it and you just talk about it, being enthusiastic about it. And there are always things, there's always somebody somewhere who loves that stuff. Honestly, there is. Honestly. All right, number 6, rebuild your business with the fruit from the garden, the lowest hanging fruits as your pivot. So therefore, if you were a gardener and somebody who shipped out a lot of different stuff, and you decide that you're only going to go with strawberries, change your website, change your business model, just make yourself a strawberry expert. Maybe even have that as your name, Strawberry Joe. Strawberry Joe's Jam. Something like that people would just go, you know what, that's really good. And when they Google it and they see you're obsessed with strawberries, I don't even know why we started talking about strawberries in the show, but if you see you're obsessed with strawberries and you're the expert on strawberries, they will not want to go to anybody else for strawberries, because you are the man or the woman of the strawberry in charge. It's true. The more you narrow it like this, I've done the same thing, or I'm working on doing the same thing about public speaking and branding online. I'm not pretending that I've got that as sewn up at all, but public speaking, virtual speaking, and be able to come up with new content and create a relationship with people all around the world every day, that's what a virtual speaker should be doing, and that's what I've been doing now for about 4 weeks, 4.5 weeks, longer. Forever, it feels like. Okay, I know it does feel worse for you. Number 7, hire a reverse mentoring coach or expert. This is a key. If you're an old fart like me and you've got grey hair and you go, Dave, I don't know what to do, it's going to take me forever. You've got a younger generation who know this inside out. My daughter, Maya, you can't hire her. I'm using her content and her expertise. She's 9 years old. She does collabs all the time on Gacha. And you're going, Dave, you've just said blah, 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 blah. No, I haven't. Collabs is a collaboration event where on Gacha Life, which is her special. Have you ever seen the anime, the Japanese cartoons of characters? Imagine that we're very young versions of them. That's Gacha, and she animates pop songs and animates comedy sketches and stuff. And it's a big thing. She's getting crazy numbers, literally like 30, 40,000 people watching and sharing her content, and she's already up to 850 subscribers in the space of maybe 3 months. It's incredible. So what am I saying? I'm saying if you've got a 9-year-old in your house, and it's your 9-year-old, not someone you've kidnapped, that's a terrible thing, or you've got access to somebody who's younger, ask them how they do it. And they will open up what internet really is for them, and what blockchain and how these things come together, and how you interact to make friends all around the world, and talk to them. Now, I'm not saying you'll get the same numbers of them, because they've got a specific, they can't even say it, hold on. Specific niche that they're concentrating on, and if you're doing a niche that's a bit more boring with an older audience, you won't get the same numbers, but you're not meant to, so don't compare them. But what you can do is get somebody who's younger and understands it, because it's been breathing this from birth, exactly how it works. Because what you have to do is you have to kind of translate it from where you were to where you are, and learn new technology and get it right and all those things, and they can be a real pain in the hiney to work out. You don't have to work with a 9-year-old. You can just hire somebody in. So the same way that you can be hired as a mentor or a coach to tell people about business stuff, get in and pay for somebody. I urge you, pay for somebody to teach you all they know about working online, about what people are doing, about how to market effectively. Let them share with you what they would do in your position with your business. And I know what you're thinking. You're saying, well, they don't know my business and they're only young. What do they know? They don't need to know your business. They know how to reach people. They know how to automatically write stuff because they know what they like. They know how to do a thumbnail for a video. They know how to do a sample of it. They know how to do a watermark. All these things you might not know. And if you don't do it, then you'll have to go into Fiverr, which is a great resource, and hire a freelancer to do it. But you're still going like that. La, 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 la. I hope it works. I hope it works. Oh, it's an orange, not a strawberry. I have to go back again. La 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 la. Apple. La la. Pac-Man. So get somebody who's younger to understand it and get them to translate it for you. And maybe on a regular basis, get them to work with you because it'll be so much easier when you do. Okay, number 8. Embrace change every single day. I found that every single day there's something new that I need to add to the show and something that I was doing that wasn't any good and I have to get rid of it. Okay, every single day. Like today we showed a video when I used my phone because I thought, okay, if I'm going to show some tech, why do I want to do a top 10 list or a top 7 list all about why you should be doing tech? I've already got that in this section. Why don't I show some really interesting mixed reality in that section? And how do I do it on my phone? And the first time I did it, I made a mistake of showing having my microphone on and also the speakers on. So you're hearing a ba-boo, 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 ba-boo sound going on as the echo came through. So this time I had to learn to do it properly, and that's why it sounded great on that Super Mario. I hope it did. I'll only find out if I look at a replay after I finish doing this now, and hopefully I got it right. But all the time I'm tweaking and changing it and learning, and add lots of tech. The more tech you have, the more you distance yourself with people who haven't got tech, and you can scale it. This show is done 1,000,000% by me on my own. My daughter helped me to set it up. She helped me to program this iPad. Seriously, that was her, 9 years old, showing how to do it. My wife, who's from Singapore, so she's got a massive advantage over most people because she was born techie. And so literally when it came to learning how to do this show and produce it and all the rest of it, she shared with me the techniques and went through all the videos and stuff. We worked on it together. She said, do this, do this, do this. And now I drive it completely on my own every single day. So the more tech you throw at it, the more distance between you and the Zoom calls that everyone's doing, or the selfie videos where people say, my world.